Welcome back to International Scale Modeler. Today we're going to do a review of a kit that has been donated to us for review. So I've got to go back to him. It's the AFV Club AEC Matador Early Type in 135. Now this is something that I wouldn't normally do. It's not my bag at all, but it's very nice of Robin, who's Dodge WC52 on the ISM, to send this to me to have a review of it. It is a new kit out as well. I've got a bit of confession. I did review this kit. I did a review for this kit a few weeks ago actually. When I went to edit it, I hadn't turned one of the cameras on, so it looked really weird. So I'm going to have to do it again. So I have had a look in the box already, and I can confirm it is a very nice kit, so it's well worth a look. So let's have a look inside the box for the second time. Right, okay, so the AFV Club AEC Matador Early Type in 135. I've not done an AFV Club kit before, not reviewed one, not even had a look at one. Although this is the second time I've done this review for this kit, because obviously I cocked up the one of the cameras on the other one. So thank you, Robin, for your patience. Now what I'm going to do is I'll go through it all. I did seal it all back up, but I'm going to have to go through it all again. So there's the box art. As you can see, very nice little picture there with some background. I think this is quite AFV Club's normal thing. Around the outside, there's a few pictures of it made up with some photo etch extras and some masks and things like that. It looks like those are included in the kit. Anything else? Not really anything else on there. So let's have a look inside the box. Okay, we'll clear all this plastic out. There's quite a bit of it. Right. Okay. Right, so first things first, let's get my blade and we'll have a look at a few of the sprues. Let's have a look at the big sprues first. See where we go from there. Okay. As you can see, they were all nicely sealed, Robin. I do apologise. There's no room left for me to seal these again. So, okay, let's have a look at this. So, well, as I say, I've had a look at this before. So, well, I'm going to quickly go through it. I don't want to get too boring again. I think the other one was a bit long-winded anyway, but. Anyway, let's have a look at the detail. There's obviously this is the decking for the flatbed, and as you can see, very nice indeed. There's a very fine texture on it, a very fine wood texture, which is really nice. If that'll pick that up, but it is there. You've then got the footwell in the cabin. Excuse me, my compressor's gone off. You've then got the footwell in the cabin, and you can see where all the little bits and doodads go, and obviously the engine will fit in there. And we've got some of the chassis here, some nice detail. The plastic itself very clean and crisp, not a hint of flash anywhere. There's some nice texture on the inside of the doors as well. Very well moulded, and it looks like this looks like the back of the cab here. Okay. It's all in this light buff brown colour, which is kind of like a base colour. I don't know why manufacturers bother doing this, because at the end of the day you're gonna paint it, prime it and everything. So then we've got the wheel arches. Okay, all, as I say, this is all very well moulded. The very fine detail here, we do have just a tad of flash just on the end here, as you can see. but it's not something that can't be cleaned up. Apart from that, there's not a hint of flash. There's that one little bit that I can see. There's some very fine, all this very fine work here is very well moulded. It's very clean and crisp, and you know, as you get with a lot of kits, with something this fine, you always get a little burr along the mould edge, but there's absolutely nothing there at all, anywhere. So very, very nice indeed. The spade, again, it's got a bit of flash around it, as you can see, just here. There's quite a bit of flash around there. So there is a little bit of flash here and there, but apart from that, it does look a nice clean moulded kit and everything. Okay, and we've got the front of the cabin and everything. This looks very nice. Again, it's all very clean and crisp, very well moulded. Odd bit of flash here and there, but again, the side panels, side panels have got this wood effect on them, inside and outside, which is very, very nice. You know, that should look good once it's painted, and I don't know if you're gonna, you probably do a wood effect on it if you could. It depends what cut the camo scheme you're gonna go for. Obviously, there's the hood of the cab, the top of the cab, and it's got this little turret manhole thingy in it. But very nice indeed. Quite a lot of plastic in here. There's a good 5 or 6 big sprues, and then you've got several little sprues. So the build itself should take a little while, which is, I like that sort of thing. I like builds that I can't wait to get stuck into a couple of dragon kits I've got, because I've never done one, and promises to be a long build on those. But again, you've got the roof here. Now this, I think this is a hardtop roof actually, so there's no pattern on there, so a few bolts and rivets and things. But apart from that, again, very cleanly moulded, very nice indeed, and no complaints. As I say, there's no flash on this one anywhere, some very small parts like these, but very nice indeed. And I think it's something I may have to purchase is an AFV Club kit very soon, because I do like the look of this. A little bit of clean up here and there, but nothing at all to write home. Mirrored sprue, sorry, we've done that one already. And let's have a look at this one. We've got, looks like the engine parts in this one. It's just a shame this won't come back sealed, but okay. In here we've got it looks like part of the engine, the suspension, leaf sprung suspension, part of the axle, gearbox, and the prop shaft and everything, and it's all very, very well moulded, as you can see. Lovely detail, very clean and crisp. They don't move or anything, but very nice indeed. And as you can see, the suspension and everything, leaf sprung suspension, is all very nice too. So lots of little bits and bobs and greebles for the engine on that sprue. Lots to keep you busy. And we've got 2 sprues in this one. These is again, this is a mirrored two sprues exactly the same, so we'll just have a look at one. And again, we've got lots of little odds and sods and greebles. Again, a little bit of flash just here, as you can see, between the 2 parts. But really, there is not a lot to write home about flash-wise at all. Looks like part of a seat for inside the cab. This is all very nice, and again, that's very lightly textured with wooden texture. So that should take a wash and everything quite nicely. Obviously, the inside is going to be dirty because it's full of troops and things like that. We've got another double sprue in this one. This looks like wheels and stuff. No, it's 2 separate sprues, I think. Oh no, so it's a mirrored sprue. And on this one, we've got the exhaust pipe here, very well moulded. No, I can't feel any mould lines on that at all. They're very nice indeed. And you've got the wheels, good level of detail on the wheel hubs, everything. And lots more greebles and all sorts of odds and sods and everything. It's going to be a nice little build. This will be a really nice build, I think. It'll certainly take your time. Now, this is interesting. We've got another front end of the cab. So there must be 2 versions that you can do inside the box. As you can see, there's another one here. I think the only difference is the placing of a couple of the rivets. a different type of roof. The other one had a turret mount in it, this one hasn't. So a slightly different version there, which is nice. So obviously 2 versions to be able to do. We then got a sprue with some jerry cans and things like that. I'm not going to bother getting that one out actually. But as you can see, just some jerry cans and a few other odds and sods on there. We've then got the clear parts. Obviously very important part of any kit. Let's have a look. And they are absolutely crystal clear. As you can see, very nice indeed. I think there are a few little minor scuffs on them. I've got to say, I doubt if this will pick it up because it's actually, you might be able to see there. As you can see, there are a few minor scuffs, which I think because of the shape of them probably. But I would imagine you definitely need to think about getting a bit of compound on there as well. I mean, obviously they're going to be dirty windows and things like that, but you want everything clean to start off with before you start dirtying them up and that. But they are it is clear, but there is just those very slight scuff marks which you would notice for sure. We then got another sprue in here with the steering wheel and a few all the cabin internals like the handbrake and things like that, and the steering wheel, all very nice. I won't take it all out. It looks like headlights and other clear plastic parts again they look like they've got a slight scuffing to them, so we'll need a little bit to tidy up. We've then got let's have a look here. We've got those little extras which we all like in these sort of things. We've got a little baggie here. I won't open it. Again, we've got some what looks like cable, which would be for these parts here along the edge to hold the canvas down. Maybe for that. I haven't seen the effect of that, so I think that is the case. And you've got some very small decal sheet, which they all look very good and in register. And there is a very small mask set in there as well. Clear plastic mask set. So very clear mask set. So all very nice little bag of goodies. Photo etch fret in there as well. That's very nice. Some grills on there. It looks like seat belts and some other odds and sods. So some very nice little odds, extras in there. Now the tyres. I'm a big fan. Rubber tyres are one of these things that people either love them or they hate them. Now I'm just going to take this one out because there's a bag there of 4 of them, and obviously this would be the spare. But just to give you an idea, let's zoom you in a bit on this one. Okay, just so you can see. But very nice indeed. There's a minimal mould line. See, a lot of things with these rubber tyres, you get this mould line and it's a real pain in the bum. But there's a very minimal one there. And there's some printing on the tyres as well. It says Dunlop, which is nice. So they've obviously paid Dunlop to be able to do that, I would imagine. But I'm a fan of rubber tyres. I think a lot of people don't like them. They say blah blah this and blah blah that. But you can't get any more tyre realistic than rubber, really. They don't need a spray. They look real. They don't need anything at all, just a bit of weathering. And the very minimal seam line there will take minimal cleanup. And I think, you know, I'm a big fan of rubber wheels, and I prefer rubber wheels any day to kit wheels, normal kit wheels. Some resin replacements are good, obviously, but not as, I still can't think you can get better than the real McCoy, which is rubber. We then got a little replacement part here. And it looks like you can see how the axle builds up actually on this sheet. Look. So a lot of work in there. So it should take plenty of time. It looks like an exhaust piece that needs replacing. So they've put an addition in there. There's another little bag with some odds and sods. Now, Robin, if you see this, this is what I found in the box. This was in the box loose, so I'll put them all in a little baggie for you. But there are a couple of parts on there. So. Right, let's go on to the next thing. We've got the paint. We've got a little picture here, which I do like. I do like that. As you know, I love colour pictures of paint call-outs and things like that. It gives you a real sense of idea of how you want to make the vehicle look. And this is making actually a nice little picture to have on the wall. It's only single-sided. but that would make a nice picture to have on the wall. So I like all little bits like this, things like this in kits and that. Right, so the instructions as we plough on through. It's an A4 paper, black and white paper sheet. You've got a little write-up about the early type Matador truck. These are still in, I think these are quite collector's pieces at the moment as well. There's quite a few around if you have a look on internet, on YouTube. You then look inside, you've then got the colour call-outs. You've got Hobby Colour, Mr Colour Spray, Humbrol, Revell and Life Colour. Now obviously I use Hobby Colour nearly exclusively at the moment, we should be using those. They're all aqueous colours. The only one there that hasn't got anything is a khaki drab. You've got a Humbrol version of it, but there will be a version in the Guns universe that you can make up. If not, just mix a couple of paints, so that's fine. You then got a page with some of the other, obviously some of the Matadors, the other armoured vehicles that they do. I would imagine these are what AFV Club make as well. But a nice little write up there. Let's get into the instructions then. As I say, I've never seen AFV Clubs before, so it's quite interesting. Very clear and precise, concise pictures and instructions. You know, there's no arrows going over other arrows and things like that, so very uncomplicated. It does look to get very easy. Obviously, you put the chassis together first with the suspension and the fuel tanks and things like that, and it looks to go together very nice. As you can see, just from these pictures, this is just the second page. There's a lot of detail in there, lots of little greebles and things to put together. So my sort of kit for sure. Now we've got on the next page again, you're still building up the chassis. It then says to put the wheels on and everything. Obviously no one is going to put the wheels on until last, so it really surprises me why they still do this instructions, why they say put the wheels on this, because no one ever does it, because you can't weather them and paint them properly. As you can see, there's the chassis all made up with the petrol tanks on and everything, the fuel tank, so it looks very nice indeed. And then you're making up the flatbed with the struts and the supports and everything. And again, continue on with the flatbed, and then you've got the undersides, which is storage and wheel arches, things like that. And then you've got the spare tyre, which goes underneath by the looks of it, inside, sorry. And then you've got the bench seats inside, which is nice. They're really nice effect, those benches, they were really nice. So it looks like it's going to go together very logically and nicely. Again, still making up the flatbed, loads of little extra odds and sods to put in there. It looks like this is part of the bit of string and everything that was included in that pack. Then you've got the roof, and then you go on to the cabin. So the cabin is a separate unit in itself, and you attach the wheel arches to the cabin first before to anything else, which is interesting. But it tells you how to paint it up inside as well. And again, continue to make the cabin. Now what I haven't seen is, I'm just having a look here, because there were two different types of cabin, wasn't there? So it doesn't say the two different types are on there. Ah, here we go. Nope, it still doesn't say the two types. So I can only imagine that that extra sprue with the extra cabin is for when they bring out a decal or marking options for another version, maybe the late version or something like that. But there was definitely two different cabs in there for sure. And as you can see, you've got three main sub-assemblies there that then all come together at once, and that looks like it's going to build up really nice. It says not to glue the top here. It says not to glue it down onto the sides and everything. So obviously you can remove it and have a look inside. I mean, what would be a nice extra would be to buy some 135 storage crates and things like that, and put them inside. That would look really nice. So we've got to come on to the paint schemes. We've got the 79th Scottish Horse Medium Regiment in Scotland from 1941, which was on here. Then we've got a Unit Unknown from 1940. It looks like the camo patterns are slightly different. All the colours are the same, but the camo patterns are slightly different. We had slightly different decal options. You then got the 79th Scottish Horse Medium Regiment from May 1941 again. So we've got this one twice. I'm just having a look at the front, see if it's got the different front on, but it hasn't. It's still exactly the same. So very interesting why they've chosen to do exactly the same thing. Slightly different camo pattern. This is the same as the Unknown unit camo pattern, so very, apart from that, exactly the same. Then you've got a Luftwaffe one, which is German grey all over, which I think would be one of those modulation sets, would be excellent for something like that. And on the back you've got a sprue map. It's not numbered, and apart from that you've got a parts replacement form, which is really nice. I do like that. So if you've got anything that's broken or anything like that, then you've got a tick box and forms and everything there as well. So overall, the AEC Matador looks like a very, very nice kit indeed. And if that's the quality of AFV Club, as I say, there's a few bits of flash and things like that on there, but apart from that, it's minimal cleanup. And it looks really nicely detailed, and there's a lot of, you can really go to town on the weathering on this, and you can have it exactly how you want, because you can have these trucks were used on base, on the front and everything, so you can have it really muddy and dirty, or you can have it clean where it was just running around a base and things like that. But that is the AFV Club 135 AEC Matador Early Type, a very nice kit. Alright, until next time, take care, bye bye.